we've got a fun game 2 in our Monday Night Football doubleheader as the Los Angeles Rams fly into Cincinnati to play Joe Burrow and the Bengals. And Ryan, I can confidently say that it is an absolute shock on the overall performance of both of these teams up to this point in the 2023 season. And that is not good for a Bengals fan and surprisingly extremely good for the Los Angeles Rams. I think Puka Nacua, I would love to see how quickly people have added a player to the waiver wire, especially when it comes to 5th-round rookies, because he's got to be up there as like record-breaking, like for all their fantasy teams, to be like, I need this guy. I got him for my dynasty team, and I'm hoping, knock on wood, that like I have him for the next 10 years because it has been absolutely amazing, his performance over these past 2 games, and really just the Los Angeles Rams offense as a whole. I want to kick it over to you. What's impressed you so much about this Rams offense, and what do they have to do on Monday night to walk away with a victory?
Yeah, well, really, I think just kind of everything. They found playmakers. I laugh. It's going to be a weird analogy, but they remind me of the "We Found Love in a Hopeless Place" song. And it's just like they found these playmakers like out of nowhere. And it was like everybody had kind of written them off because it's like Cooper Kupp starting the season on IR. It's like Puka Nacua is going to be their top outside receiver. And it's just like, what, like who is Matthew Stafford going to throw to? This offensive line, they only added
Steve Avila.
Oh, the kid from TCU.
Steve Avila. Yeah.
Yeah. And so for me, like that is like they're getting a lot of production out of all of these players. And it's just interesting to me to watch. This defense is playing well too. And yeah, like they did a really good job rebuilding this team. I think they had like 13 draft picks as well. So that always helps, bringing in a boatload of young talent.
Yeah. They never won first-round picks. They want to get all these 5th-round picks. Yeah, and they seem to hit on 5th-round picks, so it's probably better.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, if you're going to hit on a pick, then you're going to hit on a pick. It doesn't matter where they're
Absolutely.
taken. So yeah, they've been really impressive. And then kind of on the flip side of that, like the Bengals have come out and looked flat in both games. So they did pick it up a good bit in the second half of the Ravens game. And while they weren't able to complete the comeback, they did throw for a couple touchdowns. And yeah, so I think this is going to be a really interesting matchup. Both teams, I think, everyone's trying to win, but I think the Bengals really, really need to win, and they need to come out and show that. So for me, like for the Bengals to win, they need to get this passing game revitalized.
Yeah,
they've looked so flat. Joe Burrow looks injured. It looks like that calf is really bothering him. And then I think last week he finally started to move around in the pocket and maybe extend some plays. And then that's when they started to score touchdowns. So yeah, that's kind of my key to the game. What do you think the Bengals have to do to come out and win this game?
Well, the biggest thing for them is they got to make sure that their star quarterback is healthy. He re-aggravated his calf. That's going to be the talk this entire week, especially and luckily they have an extra day for him to get healthy. But if he is not healthy, let me double check, and I'm not even sure who their backup is. But if he's not healthy, then that is already going to be just a devastating loss to this team, and a horrible start to their investment. And so Jake Browning is their backup quarterback. He would probably be the one. I would assume he would be the one that would get the start. But one of the things that's just been so shocking to me is, and a lot of it too has just centered around Aaron Donald and just his performance. But he is one of the best defensive players in the league, just in general, especially the best probably at the defensive lineman position. You can maybe debate between him and Myles Garrett, but still, I digress. He causes such havoc for offensive lines. And another thing also then too for this team is this offensive line does take a couple weeks, it seems like, to get going. And I think Aaron Donald can absolutely feast. If the Bengals want to win, they have to take care of Aaron Donald. And another guy too, Byron Young, his name was being called a lot when watching that San Francisco 49ers game in week 2. They're going to want to watch him, and also just the rest of that defense just has been playing really well. And so I think the coaching staff over there, Raheem Morris, as the Rams defense looking really good. Defensively, I think also as well, they are looking the Rams look sharp on the offensive line, and that was their big bugaboo last year. That's why Matt Stafford got hurt, and really just kind of the downward spiral of the entire Rams offense. But Steve Avila has been, I think, a great addition to this team. I think Kyron Williams and Puka Nacua have added a lot. Those are going to be two names that the Bengals are going to have to cover. Bengals secondary is going to have to do well against them because Puka's super fast, Tutu Atwell's extremely fast. And then they still have to worry about Van Jefferson, Ben Skowronek, and Tyler Higbee as well. It is a lot of guys that nobody was really expecting for to really just kind of become superstars overnight, it seems like. And the Bengals, to me, have not demonstrated that they have been able to just be a good, balanced team, just in general. And so the offense has really only played one good half of football, and now their star quarterback is hurt with a calf that seems to be like it's going to be a lingering injury throughout the entire season. Defense, I think, has been shaky. Let the Ravens kind of get up really early. And which just watching this Rams team overall and how they performed against the 49ers, I think the 49ers defense is significantly better than the Bengals. I think Sean McVay, Mike LaFleur, their offensive coordinator, is going to be able to scheme up a lot of great plays. It's going to get Puka open, Kyron Williams open, and I think it's going to be tough for the Bengals. I think it's going to be really tough, and they're going to have to find a way to just be balanced on both sides of the ball.
Yeah. I actually am both surprised because the Bengals are actually favored in this game, but it sounds like we're both leaning towards the Rams. So I am picking the Rams in this one. I just think Joe Burrow not really being able to move that well, Aaron Donald collapsing pocket from the middle is just a recipe for disaster. But then two, this Bengals team, they really struggled, and I will be very shocked if they start out 0-3. But I am going to pick this game in favor of the Rams just because I think the Rams are the better team right now.
Yeah. I'm also going to pick the Rams as well. Yeah. I was hoping maybe I'd get you on a surprise there, but it's just a combination. I also think too, with Joe Burrow's calf is going to be huge on this one as well, just kind of his overall status. But Matt Stafford's looked great. His connection with Puka Nacua and just the overall confidence. It's amazing the confidence that he has, or that the entire organization has in the 5th round pick immediately out of the gate. Like, just it makes you wonder, how did he get to the 5th round? He is just getting open so many times. They're able to scheme him open. He's such a great weapon. I think he's going to cause a huge problem for the Bengals on Monday night.
Yeah, I don't know if they have an answer for him. And it's funny, like, this is his 3rd NFL game. Like, did you see his stat about the single season receptions record?
Yeah, so we were looking at it. Dad and I were talking about it because it's 149 with Michael Thomas, and I mean, shoot, he's already at 25 through 2 games. He's got 15 more games.
He would be on track to break it by like 46 catches. Like, it's not even close.
Yeah. Like that would be extremely impressive here. I don't think it's sustainable, but at the same time, though, you go look at his targets. I mean, he had 15 targets in week 1, 20 targets in week 2.
Yeah.
We'll
see what happens when Cooper Kupp comes back. What happens to his targets?
Well, yeah, I mean, if anything, Tutu Atwell right now is the L receiver, according to the depth chart. He'll take Van Jefferson's spot in the slot. Tutu Atwell will, and Cooper Kupp will be on the opposite side of him. And then what's crazy about that, now you think about that offense, and if Matt Stafford's throwing the ball 40 times, 50 times a game, between those 3 guys, I mean, I could still see Puka getting 15 targets a game. Because he's going to be looking. Matt Stafford's one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. He's going to read the defense. I think also one thing as well with this Rams offense, we're seeing it with Miami and Tua. It's like we got to get the ball out quickly. So getting Puka right there, who could get off the ball quickly, create space immediately, get those 8-10 yard chunks, is crucial to make sure that Matt Stafford stays healthy. And I still think he could probably do it. He's still going to get those 10 to 15 targets per game, even when Cooper Kupp comes back.
Yeah. I mean, I could see it. I was just curious what happens, like, where he gets put. Matthew Stafford and Cooper Kupp, that's his favorite target. So, So it'll be interesting. But right now, I mean, Puka Nacua's soaking up all the targets, and he's catching, like, he's extremely efficient. I'm very impressed with him. So Yeah, but let's go ahead and wrap this video up here. If you guys have not already, please go ahead and like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below on who you think is going to come out ahead in the Los Angeles Rams versus Cincinnati Bengals matchup on Monday Night Football. Let us know down below. And other than that, we will see you guys next time.